Alright, hi First Eucharist families, it's Miss Abdallah, and I am making a video with everything you need to know for First Eucharist Day of this Sunday, May 1st. This is a video that will encompass everything we talked about at the camps, everything you need to know for the day of, and if you have any questions at all, you can make sure and get a hold of me by this Thursday, okay? The reason for that is that Friday I'm off and I won't be around that day. Saturday is the day that I'm doing setup and getting everything ready for Sunday. So you may not be able to reach me after Thursday, okay? So this way everything is in this email and should answer all of your questions, but if there's anything that's still left unclear, try to reach me before Thursday, okay? All right. First of all, we know that First Eucharist is Sunday, May 1st. We know that we have it at all 4 parishes. So at St. Anne's is at 9 a.m. Our Lady Queen of Peace, also 9 a.m. Our Lady of Lourdes, it's at 10:30. And at St. Thomas More, it's at 11. All right. As I explained at the camp, I am going to be there at either the beginning or the end of every one of these masses, okay? So I'm going to let you know who is doing what so that you are aware of who you need to reach out to when you're there the day of, okay? So at St. Anne's, I will be the procession leader. So I will be there to get all the students lined up. We'll be there at the beginning of the Mass for St. Anne's. At Queen of Peace at 9 a.m., it will be either Mrs. Ostromecki. She has been out sick this week. I believe and hope that she will be back with us on the day of. If she's not, I have Mrs. Byer, who is one of one of our catechists. She will be there as well. So if for some reason Mrs. Ostromecki is not there, you will definitely recognize that Mrs. Byer is there. And so either of those will be the procession leader and the prompter to remind people when they need to read, okay? The greeting and the thank you for the people that were signed up to do that, okay? I will be the procession leader at Lourdes, and then I will hightail it over to St. Thomas More and be procession leader at the beginning of that Mass as well, okay? When you arrive, so procession leader means the person there that's lining everybody up and telling you what you need to do, and if there's anything last minute that needs to be mentioned, we will mention it at that time. So when you arrive, I want you to arrive 15 minutes before Mass starts. Okay, so if you're at the 9 o'clock, I want you there at 8:45, 10:30, I want you there at 10:15, the 11, I want you there at 10:45. And the reason for that is that we're going to have parents. You're going to come in. You're going to bring the First Eucharist banner that your child made. Okay. You're going to come in. You're going to pick from the reserved pews. There's reserved pews that will be there for you and your family to choose from. And wherever you sit or want to sit, you're going to place your child's banner on the end of that pew so that if you have grandparents, aunts and uncles or whatever, they'll know that's your pew, okay? You may or may not have all of your extended family sit in that pew, and that's fine. It's up to you how you want to use that space. It's just to make sure that our candidate is one of the first ones to receive First Communion, you know, before the rest of the parish, okay? All right, so you're going to pick the pew, but your child is going to stay in the narthex or the atrium or the entryway, whatever your parish calls that space. They're going to wait there and greet parishioners when they come in. And of course, the parishioners will be, you know, wishing them good luck, praying for them, all of that good stuff. And it's a nice community builder, and it's good for everybody to see our fresh young faces all dressed up. You know, it always does a lot of good for the rest of the community to support and be excited with you, okay? When it gets time for Mass to start, the procession leader will then say, okay, who's reading the welcome, okay, which I know who they are. So I actually have that listed below with the readings in this email so that you can make sure that you have what you need. The readings will be already printed out on the ambo, or that little table-like thing with the microphone, okay? That's called the ambo. The kids, we will walk up with them, okay, and have them give their greeting, okay? The greeting welcomes everybody to the parish and all that good stuff. When the child is done reading, we will walk them back to the procession, and then everyone will process in with Father and Deacon, if Deacon is present at, which I think there's a deacon at every one of them. I believe so. Father and whoever's with Father, when they process up, all of our candidates will be processing in, okay, in the beginning. When they come up the aisle, they will then go into their pew with their family. So it's really just a way of like presenting them to the community, and again, and then they will sit. Make sure that your child is sitting on the end of the pew, okay? And I will point that out at each parish where they need to be. I believe all of the priests have moved back to giving out communion in the middle aisle. I'm going to double check with that because we do have a visiting priest at Lourdes. I will make sure that we have that figured out by the time you come, but just take the direction. I'll be there for that, so I can let you know where you need to go for that. But we will have all the kids on the inside aisle unless you're told otherwise, okay? So they will join the family. Mass begins as normal. When it's time for communion, now each priest may do it a little differently. They may say, would all of the first communion students come forward first? If they do, then just send your child out to receive communion. They'll go back around and join your pew, and then you'll be coming up as a family when it's time for everybody to receive. Some of the priests have no preference, and so your entire family in the pew will come out and receive communion. Okay, so if you don't hear otherwise, everybody stand up and come out into the aisle, and you present your child by them going first. They would receive communion before your family does. Okay, that's going to be totally up to whichever priest is doing the mass, because they all do it a little bit differently. Okay, so just be flexible, follow whatever they tell you. If they don't tell you anything, everybody get up and just go. Okay, just like normal for communion, how we normally go to communion. Okay, all right. After communion, after everything calms down, the priests are going to get a piece of paper from me that says, please call up our students that are going to do the thank you. That goes with the time when they do the announcements at the end of Mass, okay? So at the end of the announcements, the priests are supposed to say, and now I invite a member of the First Communion class to come and read a thank you, or give an announcement, however they're going to word it. And that's when our people that give the thank you stand up, go up to the ambo, okay, or the place where they read. Parents, I will not be present at the end of most of those masses. So I would ask if a parent would please escort their child up to the ambo to give that reading. If you're not comfortable with that, please let me know. And I'll try to assign somebody in the moment of the Mass. Let me know, because I'll be the section leader, or let Mrs. Byer and Mrs. Ostromecki know at Queen of Peace, and we'll assign somebody to go up with them, okay, to do the thank you. Unless they're fine with going up on their own, and that's okay. I will have the little riser for them to stand on so that they can see, and then we will make sure that the microphone is adjusted for them. And parents, you can do that too when the thank you at the end. Make sure the microphone is down so that the kids can be heard. Okay, that would be the only thing that you would have to do, is help them with the microphone. Okay, all right. Let's see, what else do I need? Okay, so then after that, after the thank you, then you go back down, join your family. They'll finish the Mass, proceed out. And then families, you can feel free to take pictures. I believe all of the priests are okay with taking pictures. I don't know the visiting priest that's going to be at Lourdes, so just ask him, but Father Lawler will be there. And I know he has been open to taking pictures in the past. So let's just play it by ear and see how this goes. If they're available for pictures, fine. If not, then we'll take pictures on the altar. You can take them in front of the church, wherever you feel comfortable with that. Okay? Make sure that you pick up your child's certificate. It will be on the table, and there will also be a small reception table at each of the masses. So there'll be a table with vanilla cookies and lemonade, non-staining type of snacks, because we know that everybody has their good stuff on. Feel free to have a snack. If it's nice out, go out in the garden areas at any of the 4 parishes, because there's beautiful areas at all of them. To go outside, have a snack, take pictures, whatever you would like to do, okay? And there's people in charge of the reception table at all of those parishes. Make sure you get your certificates, though, okay? Because a lot of times, I did have a lot that got left behind at First Reconciliation, so don't forget your certificate so that you can have it. I do have some of the First Reconciliation certificates that will come in the envelope with your First Eucharist certificate. If for some reason the date or times are incorrect, okay, on the list that I had for First Eucharist camp, I didn't have anybody that told me what the date was that their child made their First Reconciliation if they didn't do it with the group. And then I had been announcing that you need to let me know the date and time. So there is a possibility that your date and time is incorrect. So if any of that information is incorrect on your First Reconciliation certificate, please let me know. We will correct it. It gets a little hairy when we've got so many of you kind of doing different things, and then you know, it's hard for me to be at 4 parishes at once to get all the correct information. So sometimes that didn't always translate to me knowing what was happening. So I know for a fact that all of you that I had been looking for have received it. They have told me that. They were a little sketchy on details, though, so that's where things might be a little goofed up. But if they are, just let me know. We will fix your certificate. Not a big deal. Okay, so that's that. Other than that, I think that's all you need to know. If you would be so kind, it would be wonderful if you could send me through email First Eucharist pictures that we can put in the bulletins on the website, if you're comfortable with that, and on our parish Facebook pages and things of that nature, because it does help get people excited to come back to church, to remember that they need to enroll their kids next year, all that good stuff. So if you're willing to share those pictures, we would love to have them. So feel free to email those to me, and we will do something with them as long as you're okay with it. All right? Okay, that is all I have. Hopefully that covers everything you need to know. If you still have questions, like I said, email me before Thursday, and otherwise I will see you all on May 1st. Take care, everyone. God bless.